And welcome to our last Bayou Geeks of 2017. The past few months have just been a complete up in the air smorgasbord of not filming, so we apologize. We'll try and do better in 2018.
But hey, we're back live and in living color. Well, not live.
Not live.
But in living color.
Pre-recorded, but in living color. Okay, so we have our best of 2017. We're going to bring it to you this week. 2017 brought us a lot of stuff, especially here in Houston, around the country and around the world. Good and bad, but we'll focus on the good and touch on the bad. Alright, so first we had our movies. Now, because we haven't been around for a while, we have not talked about Thor or Star Wars. I love them both. I don't care about the Star Wars haters. You don't get Star Wars then.
Well, if you really, there's an article that Empire was a divisive film too, because of the whole Darth Vader being Luke Skywalker's father,
and the fact that Yoda, what is Yoda? What is this puppet? Yeah, they didn't get Yoda.
Exactly, and now everybody's saying it's the best in the series and probably tops in all the films that have been released.
You know what? It's in my top 3, top 4.
Empire, probably top 2 for me.
Empire's always one, just because that ending was so wow.
Yeah.
Empire. Jedi, Rogue One, and Last Jedi. And Last Jedi and Rogue One can go back and forth. I have Rogue One in there because, for what it was, it blew my expectations.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sorry, I'm a Force Awakens fan, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, it's better than anything in the prequels.
True.
Yeah, you know.
True. But damn. So I loved it. I thought that Rian Johnson did a great job.
And really, with these new movies, what they've done is they've gone back to basics and they've simplified things.
Yes.
They didn't try to, with the political stuff and everything. Because if these are supposed to be kids' movies, kids are not going to understand politics.
But there's a lot of politics in this, though.
True, but like I said, it's not too complicated.
It's not complicated. Good is supposed to win over bad. Yes, bad does win sometimes. As we saw at the end of this, the rebels are on the run, but Luke sparked.
It's like a Pyrrhic victory.
It is. It is. Now, I was watching a Kevin Smith podcast or vidcast because it was on
Batman on Film or Fat Man.
It wasn't Fat Man on Film. It was just Kevin Smith in his office talking about the fuck you moments in Last Jedi.
Yeah, because he said it undoes everything that Force Awakens.
Right. It unraveled a lot. The Knights of Ren, which I'm assuming are the ones that Kylo took from Luke's academy. The fact that Rey's parents are no ones. But then again, Luke's parents, Anakin's parents weren't really anyone either.
No, well, Anakin's mother, she was nobody. She said there was no father at the birth.
Yeah, exactly.
So, the thing is, I think it just it evolves. Because the thing is, Star Wars has been like this one kind of thing, and then Rian Johnson kind of took it and pushed it forward. And the thing is, you have to, because it's like this. It's like with comic book movies.
Yes.
They've evolved. Now you got your R-rated, Daredevil, with not Daredevil, but Deadpool. At first,
Logan.
Yeah, Logan. And these movies have been successful.
Yes.
Because they've been quality.
Yes.
Deadpool just kind of came out of nowhere like Kick-Ass did.
Yes, it did.
And too bad that, Kick-Ass is not given more credit for,
True.
establishing that R-rated film, because it did. I don't think it made as much money as Deadpool.
It didn't, not near.
Plus, Aaron Johnson, Chloe Moretz, they weren't big name stars. Ryan Reynolds had been around,
True,
a while, and this movie had been trying to get made for almost 20 years.
Yeah. So
the thing is, Star Wars has always been, this kind of thing where it's just, one type of thing.
Sure.
And basically, he took it and pushed it forward. Luke is, trying to get rid of the Jedi. And really,
Luke's arguments for getting rid of the Jedi
because they got arrogant.
Valid.
They got arrogant.
They're arrogant.
They got arrogant, and plus, they allowed themselves to be bamboozled almost.
Yeah, they did. The Emperor.
Yeah, the Emperor was hiding in plain sight all the time.
Literally in plain sight.
The thing is, if the Jedi Order couldn't bring peace to the galaxy, then what good is it?
So we loved it. Thor Ragnarok. Was for me was just completely astonishing.
I thought it was probably the best.
Oh, it was
Thor. a character like Thor, when he's unintentionally funny, that's when he's probably at his best.
That's when he's best.
Because he's a fish out of water.
He is.
And I mean, him being on Earth, him not understanding the Earth customs, and pairing him with the Hulk, and Hulk, talking and everything. I think
we had the hint of the smart banner, which I liked.
Yeah, and that
Smart Hulk. I'm sorry, Smart Hulk.
So like that Peter David run, the kind of like the I guess what was it, late '80s to like maybe the mid '90s.
Mid '90s, yeah.
Yeah,
it ended with Onslaught.
Yeah.
You remember he had Jean Grey turn off Banner and he went pure Hulk.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Peter David run, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
And Korg. He was so good as Korg. But that movie, everything worked.
Yeah.
Now I was the two things I had wrong with it. Actually, I'm thinking Justice League. The one thing I had bad with Thor was that the Warriors 3 had such unglorious ends.
Yeah, I mean, at least what's his name, the Asian dude, like went down fighting. I mean,
sure.
It's like Zachary Levi, Fondrel, just kind of.
He literally goes for a sword and gets stabbed. And
yeah.
Just at least give us a fight scene.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Zachary Levi is going to get redemption as
with Shazam, which is another 2017. All right, so your top 5 of 2017. Can you give me a top 5?
You know what? I liked Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in no particular order for me. But Thor, Last Jedi. Let me see. It.
Okay.
It was some scary shit.
Now, are we doing top 5 geek films or top 5 films?
I guess, for me, this is Bayou City Geeks, but we try to encompass, things outside.
That's fine.
So I gotta give it to it, because, horror movies are, part of geek culture.
It was good. It was good.
And it was a very, very good movie.
I can't wait for the director's cut in 2018.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård was a perfect Pennywise. Would you put him above Curry?
Yes.
I think I'd have to, because of the creepiness and everything.
It was like, Curry, when I go back and watch it, it doesn't creep me out. Skarsgård...
But you see why they picked him for the Joker.
Oh, Tim Curry is completely crazy, and I love it. But
it's more Joker, more Batman the Animated Series Joker.
Yes.
And you kind of see why they picked him for it. And then they, said after, one recording that he was too frightening.
He was too
kids.
scary.
Yeah, for kids, which is kind of...
But think about it this way. But he was too scary, so we get Mark Hamill's Joker. Astonishing Joker.
And that kind of set Mark Hamill on a second career and a revival, because at that time he was not really... except for the Trickster, on Flash...
that was one season.
Yeah. He wasn't really getting a whole lot of... And then, this opened up this whole new career for him. And I couldn't even believe that it was Mark Hamill.
Oh, I know.
I couldn't believe it. Mark Hamill.
Luke?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? But, it... And then, let's see, what else? What else did I see this year? Huh. Yeah, why am I drawing a blank?
We saw a lot.
Yeah. What came out this year?
I'll tell you what. You think about your final 2. My 5 that I saw this year. Because it's Thor, Last Jedi, Wonder Woman.
Oh yes.
Logan.
Yes.
Logan was great. Now, here's where that 5th spot gets really tricky. Because
you gonna put Justice League in there?
No. Well, because if we're doing just films overall, it is a toss-up, as much as I liked it, between Get Out.
Yes.
And Baby Driver.
Yes.
Baby Driver actually also gets album of the year for me. Well, as much as I love Foo Fighters, that Baby Driver soundtrack is so good. So good. But now here's the thing. So Baby Driver and Get Out tied for my 5th spot because who did it? Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
For his first standalone film, where it's not even just him and I know I'm hungry. It's not just Key isn't with him, so it's just Jordan Peele on his own 2 feet, knocks it out of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is solid, the acting is solid, the cinematography.
It's everything.
Everything. Jordan Peele knocked it out of the park. Now, Baby Driver, it's Edgar Wright. So if you like Edgar Wright,
the music is a character just as much as the human characters.
Edgar Wright's Baby Driver really took from Guardians of the Galaxy and made the soundtrack that last character, and it works. It works.
It's that last component that really kind of ties that movie together.
Which is funny though, because
I got the dude's rug.
Exactly. The album. I got the album for Christmas, one of my Christmas gifts, and I'm finishing up Arkham Knight finally. and I put Baby Driver's soundtrack on while it played, and it actually fits. It goes with everything. Now, Wonder Woman was fantastic. It shows what happens when you have a strong character with great writing. And also, it should have shown Warner Brothers to not let up on Zack Snyder because he co-wrote that and co-produced it. Zack Snyder made one of your favorite films of this year.
That's
with
true.
Patty Jenkins as director. And do not get me wrong, Patty Jenkins knocked it out of the park. I can't wait to see what she does with part 2. Rumor is Cheetah might be the villain. But Zack Snyder, he had a vision for DC. Now,
well, you know, the thing is, especially with, you know, one of his children committing suicide.
no, but
I get it. Okay, finishing out my top 5.
Yeah.
I gotta say Get Out.
Yeah.
And then Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Honorable mention to Baby Driver.
yeah,
And, you know, Logan. You know, but I just thought that, you know, Get Out was such a strong movie. And, and the ending, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you know, you think he's going to be taken to jail. And
Exactly.
then all of a sudden it's his homeboy. I'm like,
yeah,
yes.
okay, finally, finally. Now, my honorable mentions do go to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man.
Yes, Homecoming. Yes.
Homecoming was fantastic. It had that John Hughes flair to it, and I loved it. And Justice League. I like Justice League. Now, I had 2 huge problems with it.
What's up?
One, the way that Steppenwolf looked.
Yeah, and the way to Steppenwolf as a whole, I mean, he just was not a very compelling
He wasn't
villain.
a compelling villain.
And neither was Ares in Wonder Woman.
No.
I mean, kind of, sort of. I mean, you know, he kind of pulls like an emperor, almost.
You know what? But here's the thing. And this is not me getting on DC this time. DC, you're safe for me this time. The DC villains this year were a lot like the Phase 1 villains for Marvel.
This kind of stock characters.
It's a stock villain. It's like, oh, they want to take over. Okay, that. I think Marvel has learned from that. I think DC can learn from that. Now, excuse me, if the rumors are true, and we were supposed to see Steppenwolf go back to Apocalypse and get killed by Darkseid, that would have been amazing. Then we would have set up the next Justice League.
And it would have played out like the first Avengers.
It would have. It would have been great. There's a much larger threat there.
Yeah.
That was my big complaint. And the treatment of Lois Lane. She's supposed to be a very hard note. I mean,
she's almost like damsel in distress.
She was. It was a very 1950s Lois Lane.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
not the today's Lois Lane.
She would never have apologized to Clark for failing him or disappointing him after he died.
Yeah, I mean,
That's been my biggest argument.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they got to make her into this today's character, you know. But you know, I know Amy Adams can do it.
Well, and here's the other thing, and this is why Joss Whedon kind of upset me. Zack Snyder had a strong Lois in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
She bursts into a meeting, doesn't ask, tells Perry, I'm taking the helicopter. And Perry's like, well, where are you going? I have a story, don't worry about it, I'm gone. She didn't ask for permission, she just says, I'm taking, who goes in, I'm taking the company helicopter.
Yeah.
And then Joss Whedon takes her and makes her the damsel in distress.
And he's a guy that's known for writing strong female characters.
And that's what bothers me. And he's working on Batgirl, so I'm hoping.
Yeah, hoping that like Batman doesn't have to come in and assist her.
Exactly. That would be just okay. So those are our movies, TV shows. I want to start from this one because I'm still working on the CW shows. Arrow has been a big disappointment for me.
Arrow has been, you know, for me. Really loving the Flash.
Flash good. Now, top 5, and this is my animation and TV and live action. Number 1, Samurai Jack. I'll put that as number 1 because we've been waiting 10 years almost, more than 10 years.
For the resolution.
For the resolution. And the thing is when you wait for so long for an ending, you have a lot of buildup, you have a lot of trepidation, and not only did Jenny Tartakovsky give us an ending, it was a work of art. The animation was beautiful, the background was stunning, the story itself, the ending was sad. Like I teared up at the ending to Samurai Jack because he did his job and he still loses everything and you're like, damn.
Yeah, and it was almost kind of like Rising Stars with Straczynski, that comic book series
Right.
Rising Stars, in which, he had a very good start to it and everything, and all of a sudden it's like the title just didn't ship anymore.
Right.
And then like he came back like maybe 5 to 10 years later and tried to, give us an ending, and it sucked.
And that's the thing, like when you wait so long, you have a lot of pressure on you.
Out of sight, not of mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Samurai Jack is number 1 for me. Fantastic. I have Lucifer in there. I've got Riverdale in there. Riverdale's been amazing this year.
That's one of those shows I just love watching. I mean, because it takes that whole Archie, concept and just turns it on its head.
Oh yeah, completely. Rick and Morty was hilarious and gave us but it kind of gave us an unsatisfied ending. But there is a rumor that really we haven't seen the last episode for Rick and Morty. The rumor is, or we're supposed to get one maybe around Christmas time, beginning of the year. So we'll see. But if that's the ending, then in 2 years we'll see what happens. What other shows that I absolutely love? Stranger Things. Stranger Things did a great job for season 2.
Of course, I think that's going to be at the top of everybody's list.
Yeah. Honorable mentions, it goes to Legend of Tomorrow, Supergirl, S.H.I.E.L.D., and Game of Thrones. I love what Supergirl and Legends did. I mean, it was just this year. Each season has gotten better than the last, and I've been just loving it.
Well, for me, I gotta say Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I'm really liking The Gifted.
Gifted! Yes, I love The Gifted.
I'm really, really, really liking that show. And it's something I look forward to, like on the Monday nights, I'll catch it like when I'm at work eating lunch or something like that. I really love that. And I'm really loving this new show with Jay Farrow. It's on Showtime. It's called White Famous.
I forgot about that. How was that?
That is a great show.
Is it?
If you want to use my Showtime app thing, dude,
yeah.
I'll give you the password and whatnot.
Okay, I want to watch that.
But and also, this is a show that I've stuck with from the beginning. I mean, I'm a fan of William H. Macy, and it was so jarring to see him in this role as Frank Gallagher. He's like the deadbeat patriarch.
Oh, Shameless.
And I'm really loving Shameless. I mean,
okay.
I'm really loving It's Not Done Yet. And also, I mean, the thing is, people would expect, you're a geek show, but, yeah, I do love the geek shows, but I do branch out a lot. And this is something my friend Dwayne was like, if somebody ever came over, was trying to rob you, and looked at your DVD collection, they probably would leave most of it. Because the thing is, I have, like, such an eclectic taste. So, I'm going to say, what's her name? It's Smilf. It's a story about a single mother who's trying to navigate,
Okay.
She's in Boston.
Okay.
And, Rosie O'Donnell's on there.
What's the station?
It's a Showtime.
Oh,
It's
Showtime?
a Showtime
Okay.
show. And, it's funny, it's sad, because, she's a single mother. She's not rich.
Right.
She's not this, glamorous looking to me, even though Frankie Shaw
right.
is a very pretty, pretty lady. And when I first saw her in, in Blue Mountain State was when I first saw her.
Okay.
And, she's got comedic chops and everything. And it's funny, it's sad, like a dramedy.
You're right.
And so, she plays it very well. She writes it, she produces it. This is her creation. And it's a very, very good show. Single mother, having to watch her, her ex, your baby daddy, go off and, he's in a relationship with a hot,
right.
Aussie. Kind of looks like, what's her name? Harley Quinn.
Okay. She's in I, Tonya.
Yeah, Margot Robbie.
There we go.
Yeah, looks like Margot Robbie. And, she's thinking to herself, how can I compete with that? But over the course of the season, you see, okay, well, she's coming to terms with it. And, she's trying to get out there and date herself, but it's just full of calamity and everything. And it's just really good. And Rosie O'Donnell,
she's a good actress.
Yeah, very good. You know what? Very good. Has a lot of presence and charisma. And I'm just thinking, why does she take time off from acting?
Yeah.
When she did The View.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but I mean, hey, she's very, very good in this. If she doesn't get some kind of, supporting actress for like a Golden Globe or an Emmy, I mean, it's going to be a crime. But Smilf was nominated.
Okay.
For Best Comedic Series. Honorable mentions I give to, Legends of Tomorrow. I love the time traveling aspect to it.
Crisis was so good.
Yeah, but you know what? And even better than Justice League. I mean, I got to say
they did it better than Justice League. They really did. I hate saying it, but they did.
They did it better than Justice League, and I got to give another honorable mention to Legion.
You know what? That's on Hulu now.
Yeah,
I need to marathon it.
Legion is. I mean, you can't really. Is it a superhero show? Yeah. Is it a sci-fi show? Yeah. I mean, it's just weird. You can't really pigeonhole it into one particular genre.
I forgot an honorable mention because my girlfriend and I actually one of our shows is The Gifted.
Yeah.
But and I also have to give non-geek honorable mentions to Modern Family and The Return of Will and Grace.
I got to give one to Greenleaf, and it's because a childhood friend of mine is on that show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But the show that I completely forget, and we're watching now. My girlfriend and I love the show. Runaways.
Yeah.
Runaways.
I have not watched it yet.
If you like the OC or you liked Chuck, it's the OC with powers.
Isn't Josh
Schwartz is yeah.
Well, he puts his little spin on.
He does. It's you get that the beach flare. You get like the soundtrack. The thing is it's really well done. James Marsters plays one of the guys, and
Eva Carradine is in it too. Robert Carradine's daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Who was on Nip Tuck? He played Dr. Doom. What's his name?
Oh, Julian McMahon.
Julian McMahon plays such a good bad guy. Because
he does, but he was failed miserably in Fantastic Four.
He would have been a great Doom, but Tim Story's writing just failed it. But he played like the main bad guy for the Pride.
Oh, cool.
And it's fantastic. So those are my top 5 and my rambling honorable mentions. All right, so we've done our movies, we've done our TV. Now, because we're geeks,
video games, huh?
I was gonna do comic books.
Okay. But
completely swing and a miss. You know what? I didn't play many games this year. I didn't play any really new games. I've been kind of catching up on my games. So I'll let you do the top 5.
Well, you know what? Top 5 games for me. Of course, no particular order because for me, the experience is the experience, and I don't really like rating
That's
things.
fine.
I mean,
yeah,
but
of course.
To me, I gotta say it. South Park, Fractured Butthole, Fractured Butt Hole. Yeah, try.
I do love that. Yeah.
But this game really, really, really impressed me.
Right.
I don't really do very many role-playing games.
Right.
I don't do. I mean, I've played like the first Final Fantasy, and that was it.
Right.
And Stick of Truth was actually a really good game, but this takes Stick of Truth and improves upon it, and it makes fun of the superhero genre.
Okay.
Which if you ever sit down and play it, I mean, you'll catch so many tropes, so many things like, yeah, that's true,
yeah,
and everything. But voice acting top notch, the gameplay. Okay. I mean, the side quests. I mean, there's a lot to do in this game, and it's very humorous. Very, it's basically the show.
Okay.
And I'm hoping, and I got to talk to a friend of mine who actually worked on this game.
Yeah.
And I met her at Comic-Con in San Diego. I got to ask her if they're ever going to make, like a trilogy to kind of finish things out.
Okay.
And another one I kind of been waiting for was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now this one...
You've gone back and forth on this one.
Yeah, because the demo was not good.
Right.
The demo just kind of sucked. And it was just a case of a bad demo.
Gotcha.
For... a good game.
Right.
I won't say it's perfect because, some of the character designs look a little funky and everything, but the gameplay is very good. I mean, the combos and everything, I mean, they're very precise. I mean, it's not just a button master. And number 3 is Injustice 2. This is something I'm talking with Hunter Pence about.
Right.
He was a master on Injustice 1. I mean, he was kicking people's asses with Green Arrow.
We're actually going to be interviewing Hunter Pence.
Yes.
In the beginning of the month.
Be on the lookout.
Yes.
Probably, you talked to me about it. He said, I think the 2nd or, through the 10th is, when they're really going to get things together.
Perfect.
But, Injustice 2, it's kind of, a little too dark.
Okay.
And the story does kind of fall flat in some moments, but once again, the gameplay, and everything. And this one is kind of even more button masher than, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, but you have to be very, very precise.
Gotcha.
In what you do. I mean, because if you're just going in there pressing buttons and you have no strategy or you don't know how to play as a certain character, you get your ass whooped. So I like that. And I also did like Wolfenstein 2.
Yes.
And that one, it took, from the other Wolfensteins, the first one was great. The Old Blood was really good, but this one here, character, story, gameplay, I mean, it's everything. There's a bunch of surprise twists that happen.
Really?
I mean, one that happens mid-game, but I can't tell you. I mean, if you guys haven't played it yet, pick it up. I picked it up on Black Friday.
I almost picked it up just on principle alone, when it was hashtag Nazis are bad.
Yeah.
Or punch a Nazi. Hashtag punch a Nazi.
Yeah, and it was like $25 on Black Friday.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I got it. And I kept telling a friend of mine at the gym, because he's all like Call of Duty.
Right.
And everything. He's like, oh yeah, I'll get it. But, I'm into my shooters. And I guess my fifth one was, actually the Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So this one has nothing to do with Nathan Drake. It's after part 4, like a little bit after part 4.
Right.
And it focuses on Nadine and Chloe.
Yes.
So they're, kind of tag team and whatnot. It shows like their back and forth relationship and whatnot. And it's actually a pretty good game. And it was only $39.99.
That's
so,
not bad.
I mean, people can pick that up. Honorable mention, I got to say, was the new Call of Duty.
I got that for Christmas. I'll be playing that next week.
People were kind of... They went back and forth on it.
Yeah.
With how would, the going back to the World War II theater, how would that be, received, and how would it play?
Sadly, I think people need to be reminded that Nazis are bad.
Yes.
I think that was the theme of 2017.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, it's a good game.
Yeah.
I
can't wait.
It's a very good game. Another honorable mention, WWE 2K18, boasting the largest roster of wrestlers. I mean, you get the NXT guys, you get Raw and SmackDown. I mean, and you also get, guys from the 80s and 90s and Attitude Era. I mean,
that's nice.
It's awesome. So those are my picks for the year.
Well, I've been playing games from 2016, so I don't really have anything. Next week I did get Call of Duty and Star Wars Battlefront 2 for Christmas, so I'm going to jump into those and give you hopefully an update in like 2 episodes.
There was so much that came out. I mean, and the thing is, when you're trying to play these games and accurately review them, I mean, it's kind of like something's going to get lost.
It is.
And you're not going to have, life gets in the way and stuff like that. Which,
exactly.
As we told you at the start of the show, hey, it's been, kind of crazy and hectic in both of our lives. So.
Exactly. Now, I will do my top 5 comics, which is actually really, really hard because 2017 we saw some great comics. In no order, Batman Metal was astonishing. Snyder and
Capullo?
Capullo. Snyder and Capullo, for me now, are synonymous with Batman as much as like Jason Aaron is with Wolverine and Bendis is with Spider-Man and Daredevil.
Yeah.
So Metal
and Avengers too.
And Avengers, yes. I would Batman. DC and Warner Brothers had really cool little crossovers, and the Batman Bugs Bunny one, Elmer Fudd.
Yes, Batman Elmer Fudd. Was
Batman
awesome.
Elmer Fudd was so good. King did an amazing job. Speaking of Batman Elmer Fudd, Batman in general has been just killing it month after month. You had the war of the jokes and riddles. Now you've got the double date. I mean, the fact that Batman is engaged for the first time in his history to the woman that he's been with most often.
Kind of like off and on, yeah.
Catwoman. It's phenomenal. Secret Empire number 10. Secret Empire was a very slow burn. I get that, but once again, Nick Spencer had a goal, and that last issue was so good. I might frame it just because of that scene where good Cap is fighting bad Nazi Cap, and he says, when you get knocked down, you get back up. You keep fighting for what's right, and it was so good. And then I had X-Men Blue was great. Captain America with Mark Waid and Chris Samney on it is so good.
And the thing is, I had talked to Mark Waid at Comic-Con about, what was it they did? It was something they did to him. It was on Captain America. Because it was like when Captain America, Widow, and Wolverine, that awesome cover.
Yes.
And he was like, yeah, they kind of screwed me. I'm like, I'm glad he's back. Because remember, there was a bunch of turmoil about his Captain America run. Only lasted 3 issues, I believe. It didn't last that long. Because remember, he abruptly left that title in the 90s. Yeah.
Really? Because I have one of the issues.
Yeah.
He came back because when it was Heroes Reborn.
Yeah, but you remember that was the start of a great run because he had some really good issues.
Yeah.
His short run.
That's when he lost his shield.
Yeah, I think.
That's when Cap lost his shield.
Okay, because I remember, Wolverine and Black Widow and Captain America are all on there, their battle poses and everything.
That was X-Men.
Okay, then It was a Captain America run that he did. It wasn't really.
He had 2 runs on Captain America.
The first one was very short.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, that Captain America storyline was he was disavowed, and he has to save the President Clinton from nuclear destruction. But Chris Samnee's artwork is gorgeous. I loved Wade and Samnee on Daredevil, and I loved Wade and Samnee on Captain America. I love the fact that you have all these asshole fanboys saying Captain America is a social justice warrior. No shit, all heroes are social justice warriors. I'm sorry.
Even the anti-heroes.
Even the anti-heroes believe in equality and progression.
Yeah, Punisher. Yeah.
But even Punisher is like, we'll kill you if you
My top 5 comics: Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, before you chuckle,
dude, you've been on that.
Yeah.
Like every time it's come out, it's been in your top 3.
I'm telling you, I mean, this book takes, what the show did and expands upon it.
Yeah.
We got Lord Drakon, who has the powers of the Green Ranger and the White Ranger.
Yes.
And and I hear he's coming back too.
Really?
There's going to be a huge war that's happening in the January issue. Where we're going to see some different Ranger teams.
Really?
Now, I'm not sure, they haven't established, the Power Ranger Space or Zeo or any other team like that, but it's supposed to be another Power Ranger team coming in to help.
Okay.
And I mean, the thing is, the characterization's we got a saccharine view of the team, on the TV shows. They always got along.
Yeah.
This one here, we see them doubt themselves. We see them, not getting along or snapping at each other.
Well, the comic book can go much more realistic.
It's like the G.I. Joe comic.
Exactly.
What Larry Hama did. And,
phenomenal.
It was a really good series. And also Green Lantern and Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. That's one I've been harping on, too.
You know what? I could probably guess, the next comics you're going to pick.
What's that?
I knew Power Rangers. I knew Green Lantern Hal Jordan. I'm gonna guess Biff to the Future or Back to the Future.
That'll be like an honorable mention.
Okay, but, really? I know.
Invincible's ending.
Yes, it is. It is, and
the build up. It's the last 12 issues of the series, and I'm telling you, I mean, it's like this big war coming.
Yeah,
and it seems like the theme here is big wars to end. Or to start early next year. And Robert Kirkman's been writing this series for a very long time. I followed it since issue 1.
Really?
I mean, we were in college when the series came out, so...
shit, it was.
Yeah.
Because we're on issue, 120?
Yeah, one something, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up there.
That's a long... Yeah.
And, it's getting to that point. I mean, it's kind of bittersweet.
It's always kind of bittersweet when you get to the end of a series.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And...
Can I guess your number 5?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I had to guess your number 5... What is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Oh yes, that was a good one, and it primes you for the 3rd movie, which I hear is, they're
really
they got the ball rolling slowly, but it was a good comic. I mean,
no, you've loved that comic since it came out.
Oh yeah, I love the Evan Dorkin run. For I think it was Marvel back in the day, back in the '90s.
Yeah,
but good stuff.
Yeah,
I mean.
So okay, so I knew I could guess them. I've been kind of all over the place, but my honorable mentions would be Justice League, X-Men Gold, despite the controversy, and probably Batman: The Shadow. That was a really good run. Now 2017 saw a lot of things happen. We went from a great president to something.
The thing is, we don't get political on this, but we do have our own opinions, as do you. So just disclaimer.
And we're right. What else did we see? We saw Hurricane Harvey decimate Houston, and Houston came back.
Which they came back Houston strong, baby.
Houston. I think Texas in general comes back strong.
And then we saw our beloved Houston Astros win their first World Series championship.
What I think was probably one of the best World Series ever.
Yeah, it was probably the best World Series. You had 2 great teams slugging it out, and the Astros just got them in the end.
I mean, it was literally slugging out. Like, they set the record for home runs in a World Series.
Game 5, yeah.
And not only that, but we went to Game 7. We had No, it was what the top two offenses versus like the top two defense. I mean,
Yeah.
this was, and this is why I hate the fact that this did not get enough respect. A lot like the 93-94 NBA championship between Rockets and the Knicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number one defense, number one offense is going at each other.
Yeah.
And it was great. And what did we get?
And then the underdog wins.
Yeah, the underdog wins. No one thought Houston. Well, Sports Illustrated guessed us 3 years ago. But
well, here's the thing. But I remember at the time when the Rockets were in the finals with the Knicks, before that series had even played, they had an issue where they said the Knicks were going to win it.
Yeah.
You know, the Knicks were the more storied franchise. You know, they had Pat Riley. They had this deep team with Ewing, Starks, Oakley, Anthony Mason, Greg Anthony. I mean, they had just about everybody. And then here we are, this team that just willed ourselves. You know, we had Elijah Wan was our lone star. We had Robert Horry, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith, Otis Thorpe, you know, Carl Herrera, Matt Bullard. I mean,
Sam Cassell and Horry were both rookies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, actually, Horry was a rookie in 92-93. Sam was the rookie.
Sam was a rookie, that's right.
And, you know, the thing is, we just did it. We pulled it out. We willed ourselves to, you know, a championship. Then we did it the next year. And we still didn't get the respect.
Never.
But, you know, with this Houston team, I mean, we were kicking ass all season.
Now, can we keep it up? Let's see.
Well,
I think we can. I think this team is built to win for a while.
Yeah, and we, you know, just signed 2 good relievers.
Yep.
So, you know, to shore up that bullpen.
Which we didn't have one.
No.
We won without a bullpen.
Yeah, exactly.
I could have gone out there and thrown better.
And we had to use our starters for
Yes.
you know, relief innings.
Yes.
But, hey, you know, and, you know, we touched on the good, you know, the good stuff that happens. But we also have to touch on the bad. I mean, in that, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, out in Hollywood, you know, were sexually harassing, sexually assaulting women, starting
women and men.
Yeah, women. Yeah, it's true.
Sadly.
Women and men. Because Kevin Sorbo and Terry Crews gave their stories about men grabbing their
Kevin
asses.
Sorbo, really?
Yeah, he said it was like a guy, even when he was modeling in his modeling days before Hercules, and the you know, the roof was blown open with Harvey Weinstein.
Yes.
Here you had a guy who, you know, was basically self-made.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was at the top of the rung. You know, he had made a lot of people's careers. Miramax was on fire in the mid-90s. In the 90s, I mean,
it literally was the hottest thing.
Yeah, because what do you call that? Didn't they do Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Pulp Fiction, Shakespeare in Love.
The Piano.
The Piano. I mean, every Kevin Smith film in the 90s.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. For every bad, you can always find a good. And out of that, we got the Me Too movement, which empowered women to go, you know what? Here's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, a lot of people are going, well, why did they say anything at the time? I mean, here's the thing. A lot of these actresses were just starting out.
Yeah, they weren't like...
So the thing is, they weren't like, you know, big name celebrities. So the thing is, you got these bullies who are preying on them.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, you know what? Well, you know what? I'll smear your name. You'll never work in this town again.
Mira Sorvino.
Yeah.
I had that happen to her.
Yeah.
Like literally,
With Weinstein, right?
Yeah, Weinstein told
Guillermo
Peter
del
Jackson.
Toro. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why she wasn't in.
She was supposed
Lord
to be in
of the
Lord of the Rings, and he told Peter Jackson, "She is a untrustworthy actress. You
And
won't."
she's a headache.
And she's a headache. And so he said, "I can't go with you." And Mira Sorvino is an amazing actress.
Yeah, Mighty Aphrodite.
And so that
Allen.
Miramax.
Yeah.
There we go. What else, Scott? What else?
Of course, the big one, Disney.
Fox. Now I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I like the fact that we get like the Fox, like
Marvel
X-Men,
characters.
back. But you know, will Disney mess with the other Fox?
Like Buffy and all.
Well,
it's not that simple with Fantastic Four or Buffy, because there's a lot of clearances that they got to go through.
Yes. Now Kevin Feige said that he can't wait to get his hands on the X-Men, which I can't wait for him to get his hands on the X-Men.
I can't wait for him to get his hands on the Fantastic Four.
Kevin, call me. I have an idea. Now the question is, what happens to Gotham? Because Gotham is Fox, and Gotham is also DC.
Well, you got to ask, you know, what happens to Legion? What happens to the Gifted? I mean, what happens to a lot of these properties? And then that's the big question here. $52.4 billion made this happen.
Gifted is X-Men, so Gifted can go. I mean, not Gifted. Gifted and Legion can both kind of like work their way into.
But one thing that they should probably do, and I've been looking at these fan theories, is that they should probably, you know, take a page out of, you know, the CW shows and just kind of leave the X-Men in their separate universe and have the MCU in their own universe.
I want the X-Men in the MCU. I'm sorry.
But
give it to us.
The thing is that one of the fan theory was, you know, separate universes, and one was a cohesive universe, where basically, you know, Professor X kind of uses mind control powers to shield mutants.
I saw that one too.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of theories. There's a lot of good theories too. And plus, with Dark Phoenix, Onslaught could come in and just
exactly
kind of redo.
Exactly. So I mean that
and this is good news since the Inhumans didn't do very much.
Humans was my disappointment for 2017.
Yeah, and the thing is, the bad news that's coming out of this whole deal, 10,000 jobs are going to be cut.
I did not see that little part.
Yeah, 10,000. Well, when you have a merger, there's going to be layoffs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, hey, I've been through 2 of them myself.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be 10,000 jobs that are going to be cut. So, I mean, people are going to be out of jobs. But, I mean, that's what happens. And it kind of seems like there should have been some deal worked out, but I guess we'll have to see how things will play out. I mean, Fox keeps, that dirty-ass Fox News and keeps the sports. But like all their TV library,
goes to Disney.
Yeah, and hey, Simpsons and Mickey Mouse now under the same umbrella,
right?
And I wonder how a lot of these shows will fare because I mean, okay, you got Family Guy, you got The Orville. I mean, it's like a lot of these things. Will they be different? Will they be the same? I mean,
that's true. That's
and Disney's known as more family friendly.
I know,
but I mean, the thing is, you got to leave things as is.
It's true. You can't touch like. Deadpool has to be R-rated.
Yeah, and they said it is
going to
be R-rated.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you got New Mutants coming out, some good stuff.
They've said that they won't be touched.
Good.
So we'll see. Now, as we close 2017 and look at 2018, you have to stay positive or try to be. Because as much bad as we got in 2017, we got a ton of good. We did.
Yeah.
So 2018, we get, as you said, we get Power Rangers Battle in the comic books. We get Black Panther. We get Avengers Infinity War. We get, what else do we get? We get something else. Aquaman at the end. New Han Solo, which...
about? I mean... I'm hearing rumors about, that movie could bomb.
Yeah, but... I mean, I don't know. People were upset about Last Jedi and whatever. Actually, I'm going to amend something I just said a minute ago. I wasn't trying to mansplain anything when I said women and men, but I was thinking Kevin Spacey and Anthony Rapp and Bryan Singer and the fact that he was preying on young, questionable young teens who are...
don't know any better, can't really defend themselves.
Can't defend themselves, yeah.
And the thing is, this is something that I heard at Comic-Con back in 2006. I remember there was something like, Kevin Spacey, was like, I guess they were at Bryan Singer's place and they were taking pictures. He was dressed in a Spider-Man costume and, Kevin Spacey was hitting on him and like saying, hey, take your shirt off and do this and do that. And also, when I was in L.A., a friend of mine told me that Kevin Spacey was hitting on him. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, maybe he is, gay because you never really heard anything about him. But, the thing is, these guys got found out, and for the most part, a lot of them admitted fault. I mean, you had like, Matt Lauer, well,
it's not that they admitted fault; it's the fact that they got found out, they got caught, and they got fired.
To admit. Yeah, and they had to admit fault. I mean, they did admit fault after the fact.
Right.
I'm not saying that they just came out and said, oh, I sexually harassed that woman.
Right. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, so I had to clarify that real quick. All right, so 2018, I'm looking forward to Black Panther and what else? Avengers,
and there's
New Mutants.
Ava DuVernay is making a movie. It's like a time movie. I forget the name of it, but but Ryan Coogler has got that Black Panther on lock. So
can't wait. That comes out February.
And Ready Player One.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Ty Sheridan, who plays Cyclops.
Yep. Might have a new franchise on his hands. All right. So, with that, that is 2017. We will see you in 2018. As always, I'm your co-host, Bobby Behar, and with me is...
Jason Elliott.
Be good, people.
Later. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.